Dave, congratulations, a huge victory for your side today. How proud are you by the way your team performed today, particularly with 10 men?
Yeah, listen, this is a really, really tough place to come against a good club and a good team. 10 men, yeah, we dug in and obviously got a goal on the counter, but had 2 or 3 good chances. I'm more pleased with the first half an hour because I think when we came here last year, although we lost the game 1-0, it was pretty pivotal in the belief in our dressing room around coming to a team that's been in the Premier League and like I say, a really, really good club. It shouldn't be at this level, clearly, but it gave us a lot. We came here, started the game fantastically. I thought for half an hour we were brilliant. Should be in front, and then probably last 15 minutes of the first half was more even. I thought we stopped doing what had got us joy in the first bit. You then had the adversity of the Tyler getting sent off at the start of the second half, and we've had to dig in there at the end. I'd have been more delighted if we'd have kept the clean sheet, because I think we probably deserved that with how we defended. But again, we switch off and make the last couple of minutes edgy for us, which we need to do better.
Let's talk about that first half first of all then, because as you say, your side played some terrific stuff. It really took the game to Huddersfield. Was that always the plan to start on the front foot today?
The plan for us is always to start on the front foot. At times you're playing against opposition that will set up in certain ways that sometimes make that difficult to do. But we speak around our behaviours, if you like, around behaving like a big team, and I wanted us to come here and play like a big team, not and this is no disrespect to how other teams want to do it, not coming in and banking and frustrate and try and make their crowd get frustrated. I wanted us to be us and back ourselves to win a game of football by playing in the way that we want to play, and we did that really, really well for 15 minutes, for half an hour. We should be in front. We should take the lead, but I suppose we're relying on a decision that went for us at the end of the first half to put us in front. I don't. Is the contact? Yeah. Do I think it's a penalty? Probably not. But I know for certain the one before it doesn't give us a nailed-on penalty. So swings and roundabouts a little bit, and then second half we've got 2 1v1s with Jack and Fevs breaking away. Odin's is a brilliant finish, and then you look like you've sort of weathered that storm, but we switch off from the corner and give ourselves an uncomfortable last couple of minutes.
From the penalty spot though, Ollie Norwood is very much Mr. Reliable, the exact man that you'd want stepping up to take that.
Yeah, we've got probably quite a few people that would fancy themselves to take penalties, but I wouldn't swap Ollie for any of them. I probably wouldn't swap him for anyone in the league. So he's super reliable and once again scored for us.
Credit to you for your changes as well after the red card. You brought Jaden Fevrier and you had your ball carriers up top, and really, if anyone looked like they were going to score it, you were creating the better chances even with 10 men.
Yeah, you have to, I suppose, roll the dice at that point, don't you? In terms of how you want to go about the game. Again, you potentially look at bringing Jack off, but he's another ball carrier for us, and it worked well when we went down to 10 against Burton, and allowed us to defend as a 4-4-1, but attack as a 4-2-3, if you like, and at least gives us some ball carriers to get on the pitch, and that was the case. Both of them made really good runs and got played in, and had 1v1s with the goalkeeper. You'd love them to have taken those chances, and at the end, you're just trying to manage what you can. We're naturally making ourselves a little bit smaller with the players that we take off, and you have to deal with set pieces when you're playing against a team that do put 5 on the top line, hence us wanting to defend man v man, and you get a man sent off, you then have to defend as a 4, and there's going to be spaces down the sides here, which was the case. In most instances we defended well, and I think our performance was deserving of 3 points.
Great finish for the second goal, and he's really deserved that moment, Odin Bailey, not just for his performance today, but since he's come back into the team, and it seems to have brought real balance to the midfield for you.
Yeah, I think everyone's deserved that moment. As I said there, over take the first 7 games out of it. The last 4 games, we should have more points than what we've got, and we're on the back of 2 wins and 2 draws, and we probably should have won all 4. So I think everyone deserves that on. Just by how they've performed over the recent past. Owen's obviously come back into the team, and although from his perspective would maybe like to play higher up so he can do those types of things, he links really well with Ollie and gives us control when we do have to build. The important thing is though that we do build through them. I thought last sort of 15 minutes of the first half we bypassed them a little bit. Whereas they were controlling the game for us in that first period. Obviously for him to get his goal, too dissimilar to sort of Swindon away a couple of years ago, coming onto his right foot and sticking one in the top corner, especially in front of our supporters. A really good moment, especially moment for him.
I know you don't necessarily buy into statement wins, but the result, the performance today, it's the kind of performance that will give your players a lot of belief and should be something that you can really use as a platform now moving forward.
Yeah, I think the last 4 games we should have beat Cardiff. We played really well at home and got done in the 97th minute. I said at half time. Like I said, there's not. I'm not going to say there's nothing worse, but you're not telling me that watching the Rotherham v Bradford game on Thursday, when it comes up, teams that have conceded the most points to a leading position, Stockport County have conceded 11, tells you where we could be if we get those things right. So there's been questions asked, quite rightly, some would say, and we've had to dig in there. So I'm not too fussed about who we win and where we win. You could argue it's as difficult going away to a team or playing at home against a team that don't come out against you that is coming here against a team who back themselves to win and want to make it a football match, which was the case. And we've backed ourselves to win the game in the manner that we want, and thankfully that's been the case.
Great scenes at the end as well in front of those travelling fans. From the celebrations, it looked like one that meant a lot to you personally as well.
Yeah, I think we've, like I say, from a player's perspective, really, they've deserved that moment. They've been brilliant and have had things taken away from them that in games on a Saturday that in some instances they've deserved, in other instances they haven't. And we need to evolve as a group. And winning games will help that happen, and especially, like I say, coming here and winning against a team that I think will be right up there come the end of the season. Lee's done a brilliant job over the summer in terms of getting the squad together, and they're a real threat. We've had to be really brave in terms of how we got about things today and be aggressive. And certainly when the game was 11 v 11, we were excellent and showed that we were more than a match. So big positives. It's obviously pleasing and brilliant to go and celebrate in front of our supporters. A little, obviously, things going on towards the end, which is not nice because there's women and there's kids in there and whatever else not, and I don't know who started it, but that shouldn't happen and shouldn't I suppose put a mark on for us what's a brilliant day.
Quick word on Tuesday night, trip to Salford in the Virtue Trophy. The first game in that competition was obviously a great night for the youngsters, great night for the academy. Will we see a similar kind of team on Tuesday?
No, because a lot of them are injured, and we've got players ourselves that need minutes. So I just said to the players there, maybe sometimes you can not undervalue, use that trophy to get minutes into players, and that will still be the case. But when you look in the grand scheme of things, I think amongst our group, only a handful of them, I can't name on one hand, have been to Wembley and won a game of football. And if we can progress from this group, then you're 4 wins away from doing that. So is it more important than what next Saturday is? No. But I absolutely want to go and win, and we've got players who do need the minutes. Will it be sprinkled in with some young ones and some young ones in the squad? Yeah, we've got lads who have played a lot of football over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Granted, it's been Saturday to Saturday in most instances, so we've been lucky to be able to get through that period, and we won't risk anyone, but we're certainly going there to win.
Appreciate your time, Dave. We'll see you there.